let's face it, we are once again the unusual ones in society. Sure, a majority of Americans would profess a general belief in God and might even mark the Christian box on the census form, but there's a big difference between checking that box and living our lives as followers of Jesus Christ. Fewer people are doing that than at any other point in history, since Christianity was illegal during the Roman Empire. There are plenty of first-century accounts of those really unusual people who followed that Jesus fellow. But then, like the indie band that signs with a major label, Christianity became the it religion in the empire. And for centuries, you were just Christian. It's what you were in the Western world. But in the last half of the 20th century and into the 21st, we've turned the corner onto secular street, and once again it's become unusual to be a Christian in modern America. I mean, how many of us feel strange talking about our faith in public? How many of us know the dialogue to old Friends episodes better than we know the stories of the Bible? How many of us would like to lead closer lives as followers of Jesus, but just can't find the time? If you're like me and you fit into any of these categories, then I have a book for you. It is The Unusual Gospel According to John. Now, just a disclaimer. John is my favorite book of the Bible, so if I get a little too excited while I'm talking to you, now you know why. It probably hasn't escaped your notice that the Gospel according to John is quite a bit different from those of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. There are no parables in John, there are no demonic encounters, there's no transfiguration, and not once does Jesus try to keep his divine identity a secret, like he does in the other three accounts of the Gospel. John is just plain unusual, and that's why we're studying it in this series, Unusual Gospel for Unusual People. I think that the Gospel according to John has just the right things to say for us in our modern moment, where we have become once again the unusual people in society. Please don't take my calling you unusual as an insult. I actually really kind of mean it as a compliment. The Gospel according to John was written so that we might believe in the God made known in Jesus Christ. The Gospel is about how God reveals God's movement in and through this creation, in the person of Christ and in the lives of Jesus' followers, even us unusual ones, you and me. I'm Adam Thomas, Episcopal priest, writer, blogger, pretzel enthusiast, board game connoisseur, and unusual follower of Jesus Christ. I hope that over the next 4 to 12 weeks, you may find God's grace encountering you during this study. And you might just find that it's us unusual ones that God tends to use to bring about God's kingdom here on earth. So please enjoy the next several weeks with Unusual Gospel for Unusual People. A good portion of us, my glasses are really dirty. Just one second.